What is up everyone, Northside here, and the first patch has been uploaded to the preview shard late last night, and we're gonna go over these patch notes really quick. There are various changes and balances across the board, changes to the Dragon Hunt, so we will go through that. I will leave the link in the description of the video and in the pinned comments directly to the patch notes. So we're going to start with the Dragon Hunts. As you can see here, combat and rage can now cause dragons to use major attacks and abilities more often. Tasha's Caustic Brew now faces the target when charging. Vitriolic Spear now drops 3 spears over time. So that's regarding the Dragon Hunts. Under other gameplay, Merduk should no longer have a chance to be in 2 places at once, and we got some various art has been added, such as campaign background and boss pair variant for enraged mechanics. Regarding the environment, Red Dragon Lair should have fewer floating rocks and fewer objects to trip folks or players up in the combat areas, and we got some display adjustments here. Regarding the hunt modifiers, the quote-unquote done button has been removed and the X has been added to the top right corner. We got the following hunt modifiers are now starting offering once unlocked, so these are kind of changed. Tier 1 Pointless, Tier 1 Hindered Recovery, Tier 1 Ferocity. Rewards, Dragon Scales are no longer incorrectly split between party members, so that has been fixed. Some gear that was missing visuals has been updated with the new looks, and visual room positions on certain places of armor has been adjusted. Regarding the strands can no longer be exchanged for themselves, and trials now drop a pack of elemental strands at the end of the encounter, so every trial will do that, should do that. We got content and environment regarding the elemental evil, and classes and balance for the bard with combat and powers, enemies and encounters. Rise of Tiamat, the new one, of course. We got a note here, the trial is currently closed on preview, but they're hoping to re-enable it sometimes next week for additional round of feedback, so people who are testing this can run and provide additional feedback. So this is interesting. Collision has been tweaked so that players should not be able to stand under a platform anymore. Balance changes, increased damage of Firewall, added damage over time to Firewall, and added an additional Firewall. Removed Cache of the Dragon Queen reward from Tiamat match details. Fixed the bug where chain lighting from blue head breath was doing less damage than intended. Reduced damage of the blue head breath. Slightly reduced damage of the green head and white head breath. So these are kind of not nerfs, but reductions in damage. Now we got half of the group's dragon souls will now be shattered or removed from their final phase, for the final phase, so to say. Ensure that Tiamat always start the final phase with frightening presence. All dragon breaths will do appropriate elemental damage now, as you can see here. Fixed an issue where the poison and ice breaths were hitting twice as frequently as expected, so that's a good thing. Change the breath attacks from heads in phase 4 to target random players as opposed to exclusively the aggro target, so this is quite interesting. Now tune down dragon breath damage across the board. Fixed an issue where chain lighting from lightning breath was doing far less damage than intended. Fixed an issue where suffocating gas was doing far less damage than intended. And the Tiamat artifact has been added to collections. Tiamat Black Dragon Head's attack should no longer have a chance not to display, and Tiamat's White Dragon Head's ability should have a less opaque screen effect. So these are visuals. So quite interesting. They're trying to balance the trial, so that is a good thing. I will finish with this. We have the scoreboard here. The scoreboard now tracks shields consumed separately from temp HP. This change is potentially subject to further tweaks, of course. They will do more passes. I call this a first pass on as any module that I covered before. I'm not covering this one because I already posted in my community tab. So thank you for watching. If you have access to preview shard, you can test the trial next week, and also some other things that are in the patch notes. So thank you for watching. Shout out to my channel members, and Northside is out.